Storm watch coverage all weekend and a special CBS 2 newscast Sunday morning at 6. Live from the CBS 2 Information Network, this is a Storm Watch Report.
Hey everyone, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist David Rogers. We're live on the rooftop of our broadcast center here on West 57th Street, and it's finally arrived. Actually came in a few hours ahead of time, and it looks like we're in the midst of probably the heaviest activity of the day, which is actually a good thing. We'll probably see things starting to taper off later this afternoon, and that at least will give road crews a chance to get out there and continue to assault and clear out some of the roadways, hopefully getting things back to near normal conditions in time for the New Year's Eve celebrations across our area. Now, I drove in this morning from northwestern New Jersey, and outside of some slipping and sliding, the biggest problem that I encountered was the blowing and drifting snow, and that certainly reduced visibilities down to near zero in many areas. And as we've been telling you for the last couple of days, certainly if you don't have to go outdoors, stay inside and wait till this thing really starts to slacken up. And as I mentioned, we should start to see things winding up a little bit later on this afternoon. So far, kind of a general look at things, anywhere from about 3 to 4.5 inches of snow has certainly blanketed the area. So it looks like our snowfall amounts are pretty much on the number. Some areas, again, could see anywhere from 7 up to maybe about a foot of snow. Those northwestern areas expected to probably get the most. Again, we're getting some snow right now. Places to the east, eastern Long Island getting some rain and sleet right now, where those snowfall amounts expected to be a little bit lower. Now, let's take a look at our first graphic. We still are under the winter storm warning across our region. That's going to continue in effect at least until the evening hours. So certainly, again, if you don't have to go out, stay indoors. The entire viewing area under that winter storm warning. That's basically for some of the moderate to heavy snow we can expect to see, the gusty wind, and that certainly will result in some of the poor visibilities like I encountered this morning. Our satellite radar picture gives you a detailed look at what's happening. And again, the activity started a couple of hours ahead of time. If you're heading to areas to the south like Baltimore and Washington, looking pretty good right now, but you can see a lot of the energy, the dynamics are all in place. This system tapping the Atlantic for a lot of moisture, and it's going to continue to rapidly move in a northeasterly direction. And as I mentioned, we should start to come out of this thing a little bit later on in the afternoon. Now, joining me right now is my colleague, Tony Pann, who's inside where it's nice and warm. Tony, on the way in this morning, was that lightning and thunder that I heard and saw?
Oh, it sure was. Yeah, that's just an indication of how strong this storm system is. Whenever you have thunder and lightning and it's snowing, you know you're going to get it coming down pretty good. And right now it's coming down at anywhere from 1 inch an hour to maybe 2 inches per hour. Whenever you see lightning, you know you're going to get at least 1 inch an hour. It's been snowing since 4 o'clock in the morning. As David mentioned, we'd have anywhere from 3 to 4 inches on the ground at the present time. The temperatures are going to be key here to the snowfall amounts. I think out on Long Island, which is typically the case, it's going to be a little bit less because we could see some mixing with some sleet or even a little bit of freezing rain. 25 degrees right now, though, at Central Park. Certainly cold enough for snow there. Northeast wind at 7, humidity 100%. The barometric pressure is falling as the center of low pressure is off to our south now. When that passes by, the barometric pressure will begin to rise. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here out on Long Island. As I mentioned, the temperature is above freezing, so it's probably already mixing in with some rain around Riverhead, Suffolk County, and Long Island, right at freezing at Islip. 25 degrees here in New York City. Then it drops off as you go to the west, so it's going to be a pure snow event, as is typically the case once you get west of the city. 18 degrees right now in Andover, 19 at the present time in Newburgh. This is a close-in radar view, and you notice we are under the blue shading, the dark blue. That indicates the heavy snow at the present time, but you also notice that the back edge is out in western or eastern Pennsylvania. And if you look off to the south, in the bottom of your screen, south of Philadelphia, when it gets to the end of this loop here, you can almost see the back edge of that precipitation off to the south. And since it's moving from the south to the north, we have to just time it out, the distance from here to Philadelphia, and it looks like we'll be out of the heaviest snow bands by about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So the snow will start to taper off late this morning, and then as we head into the afternoon hours, things will start to taper off to just snow showers and snow flurries. Okay, this is what we expect snowfall-wise around the region. Anywhere from 10 to 12 inches around the city. Right now we have 1 to 3 inches on the ground, and when you time out the timing, as I mentioned, to go to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if you're putting down 1 inch an hour, we've already got 3 on the ground, maybe 3 to 5 in the northern suburbs. That adds up to about 10 inches on average. I think a couple of spots could see a foot of snow, but generally I think 10 inches is a pretty good bet for us. And here's a timeline for you once again. Currently heavy snow. At noon, I think it's going to be snowing still. Rain east across Long Island. By 3 o'clock, you see light snow showers and snow flurries. By this evening, it should be pretty much over with. which is certainly good news. We'll be back with updates frequently during the hour, so stay tuned. We'll send it over to the news desk for now.
Yes, you will. Tony, good to see you, by the way. Good to see everybody's in safely. Hope that you're safe and sound wherever you are this morning. It's good to have you with us this morning. I'm Michael Pomeranz.
And I'm Lisa Hill. This is a special storm watch alert. We want to remind you to stay tuned to us. We have a team of reporters spread out across our area checking out conditions. Michael and I just made it, but Emily Francis is in Brooklyn. She's keeping an eye on traffic there. Paul Pomeranz is at LaGuardia Airport, where the delays and the cancellations, of course, have already begun. Michael Aluni is live at the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management downtown. We're going to go ahead and start with Michael. Michael, you've got the latest on the city's plan to deal with this massive snow?
I do. First, welcome back, Lisa. We are outside of the OEM building here in the shadow of the World Trade Center, and this is a great shot. If you look up, it gives you a real nice idea of how much snow is coming down right now. Now, the OEM, this building is nicknamed the Bunker. This is the command center for this storm. This is where all the city agencies, some state and federal agencies gather here to coordinate their efforts on how they're going to their strategy to battle this snowstorm. The building will open up to the press at about 9 o'clock this morning. The mayor is expected to hold a press briefing at about 10:30 to explain how the city is coping with the storm. Let me show you how it is out here. As we've been saying, there's probably about 2 or 3, maybe 4 inches of snow on the ground here. You see some people walking up. That's the West Side Highway down there. It has been plowed maybe once or twice this morning, but it's filling up very fast as it comes down. The real tough part is driving. We drove down there this morning. There were a lot of spin-outs. We saw that thunder and lightning. That was a pretty wild scene. So if you're driving, there are a few rules to keep in mind. We're going to show you some graphics now. Here are the rules. There's no parking or standing on any of the snow emergency streets, and you can tell those streets by the signs they are marked if they are a snow route. Also, if you're driving, you have to have snow tires or radials or chains to be out on the streets today. And alternate side of the street, parking rules have been suspended until further notice. Now, yesterday, the mayor and the police commissioner went out of their way to try to assure everyone that the city can handle this storm.
The biggest issue will be the one that always is there, and that is emergencies. Making sure that the streets are open as soon as possible so that we can get emergency vehicles through.
Police will be out in full force. In the event it snows, there'll be enhanced coverage in different areas, but there'll be more cops out.
So if you're looking outside thinking it's a nice, pretty day, just stay inside because those roads are pretty treacherous. If you do have to be out, you'd need four-wheel driving today. But again, just stay inside. It's a much better bet. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Michael Aluni, CBS 2.
All right, Michael, thanks very much. I also want to remind folks that the mayor will be speaking live at 10:30 this morning. Give us an update on how the city's handling the snow issue.
He'll be a busy man.
And, you know, we'll be taking that live for you. Well, let's check in right now, though, with Paul Pomeranz. He's over at LaGuardia, where you know that passengers are probably less than thrilled. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, Michael. We all know that LaGuardia is the worst airport in the United States as far as delays and cancellations. But I can tell you, as you can probably see behind me, LaGuardia Airport is up and running. Despite the sloppy road conditions, people are making their way to the airport, hoping and praying that their flight is on schedule. Now, people began arriving here at LaGuardia Airport early this morning, hoping to get a flight out before the weather gets any worse. Right now, the entire airport is operating under scattered delays, anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes inbound and outbound, but there are cancellations. At Air Trans, the tiny regional carrier has canceled all of their flights. They're telling arriving passengers that due to the weather, they won't be flying today. Now, that's bad news for folks who are trying to get home in time to ring in the new year.
Actually, we weren't supposed to fly out till 3:40 this afternoon, so that's why we came now, because there were 2 really early flights, and we thought if we could get here, we could get out, but we can't.
We're from Florida, and we trapped here, and it's not snowing too bad now.
Now, right now, the entire airport is operating under scattered delays. As I said, all airport personnel are working 12-hour shifts to make sure that the airport runs smoothly. Now, still, you can imagine those delays that are happening now, about 15 to 45 minutes, are going to get worse as the day goes on. The airport, as we speak right now, is operating under a de-icing plan, and that means only 10 flights inbound and 10 flights outbound are actually operating as we speak per hour. So if you're at home right now, if you plan on flying today, or if you're in a hotel room, I would call your carrier before you get to the airport. Even though they have a lot of people here working here, there are sanders, plows, de-icers, everybody's working still with that de-icing plan with 10 flights in and 10 flights out an hour. That's only a small fraction of the flights that they can handle here, and that means that delays are going to build as time goes on and as the weather gets worse. So right now things are okay as far as LaGuardia goes, but you can expect further delays here and at the other 3 airports as well. Reporting live at LaGuardia Airport, Paul Floranges, CBS 2.
Thank you, Paul. The time now is 8:09. Much more coverage of this big storm still ahead. Coming up.
How are the roads doing? We're going to check with Metro Traffic, as well as our own Emily Francis. She is live on the Belt Parkway.
Plus, we're going to go back to our own David Rogers. He's perched on top of our roof watching the snow come down. We'll check in with him in just a few minutes.
You're watching CBS 2, your information network. Stay with us.
Stormwatch on CBS 2 is brought to you by Jeep.
Celebrate the Jeep year-end clearance with noisemakers. A little bubbly and exceptional values on legendary Jeep 4x4s, like the legendary Grand Cherokee Laredo. Now, returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can lease one for just $319 a month. With its combination of comfort and capability, it's the ultimate Jeep 4x4. So ring in the new year at the Jeep year-end clearance with great values and, of course, the obligatory fireworks. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
1-800-Mattress is having a giant mattress clearance event. Every famous brand mattress is on sale with extra savings on closeouts, discontinued styles, floor samples, and one-of-a-kind items. Call 1-800-Mattress, click on mattress.com, or visit one of our showrooms today for the very best selections while supplies last. It's our biggest sales event of the year, so don't miss it. 1-800-MATTRES.
Since introducing his Flying Spot Laser by Ladar Vision, Dr. Delarusso has become the most experienced Ladar Vision surgeon in the world. Dr. Delarusso has performed over 17,000 laser vision surgeries in the past 10 years. Dr. Delarusso personally performs every procedure every day in both his New York and New Jersey offices. Experience, technology, personal care. Dr. Delarusso. Get your free consultation now. 212-722-9200.
Starts Friday. New York Extravaganza Sale. 3 locations. Madison Square Garden, Meadowlands Convention Center, and the New Jersey Convention and Expo Center. Sharp big screen TVs, $399. Pioneer Surround Sound System, $29. Levi's and DKNY Jeans, $19. Nike, Reebok, Ralph Lauren, Gucci, Versace, Claireborn. More shoes and clothing to 70% off. Pokemon and Beanie Baby. Cell phones from MetroCall. Computers and software to 75% off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 200 stores. 3 locations. Madison Square Garden, Meadowlands Convention Center in Secaucus, and the New Jersey Convention and Expo Center in Edison.
Welcome back, everybody. As we've been telling you, it certainly is a mess out there. We want to take a live picture from the MetroCam of JFK Airport, where I think we want to do that, or else we want to go to traffic. Let's go ahead and get an update from Debbie Duhame. Debbie, you're the woman.
Thank you so much, Lise. Oh, boy, what a day we have out there this morning. The roads are absolutely treacherous. I drove in this morning. You're going like 20 miles an hour at the most. It's very, very dangerous out there. Please be careful. We're going to take a look right now of the New Jersey Turnpike. You can see it is completely snow-covered. Speeds are reduced on the New Jersey Turnpike, as well as on the Garden State Parkway, and, of course, across all your major bridges and tunnels. Expect lots of delays as you cross over the bridges. They're extremely treacherous and dangerous. Speeds reduced at the Throgs Neck, Whitestone, and Triborough bridges. Speeds actually reduced at the George Washington Bridge to only 10 miles an hour. It looks like your best bet if you have to go anywhere is to use mass transit. However, you do have 30-minute delays right now on the PATH trains, Newark to the World Trade Center. B-line buses are also suspended for today in Westchester County. Again, this is a live look of the New Jersey Turnpike by Interchange 14, right by Newark Airport. And as you've been hearing all morning, you have delays starting at all the major airports this morning. So again, please be very careful. If you do have to go out, please drive nice and slow. It is extremely treacherous. Your best bet really today is to stay in, stay bundled up, stay nice and warm. It's very, very dangerous, so stay in if you can, and use mass transit if you do have to go out. Back over to you, Lisa.
And Debbie, I'll pick it up from here. Thank you, though. But as you've been mentioning, it's best, obviously, to avoid the roads altogether. We continue our live team coverage for you this morning with Emily Francis, who is just off the Belt Parkway in Fort Hamilton. Emily, good morning.
Well, good morning, Michael. Right now, we are at the base of the Verrazano Bridge. Not that you can tell because the visibility is so poor. It's only about 100 yards away from where I'm standing. Now, the reason, obviously, that the visibility is so bad is that snow has been falling steadily here since the middle of the night. It's blanketed the Belt Parkway and the shoulder of the Belt Parkway where I'm standing. Now, Victor, if you could pan down, you could see just how much snow has accumulated. It's several inches of fresh powder, kind of a wet snow. The storm has caused some treacherous conditions already on area roadways. This is the Belt Parkway over here. Also, we're told the Cross Island Parkway is very icy. Now, it has been slow going. Cars have ventured out. Even in these conditions, we've seen a lot of brake lights, a lot of hazard lights, but so far, fortunately, we haven't seen any collisions. But it is very slick out here. Also, the snow plows and the trucks with salt have only started going by here within the past half an hour. So it is rather dangerous. Now, making matters worse, as many of you are aware, there's a coastal flood watch, and the lower and upper bays are known to overflow this seawall during inclement weather, which can cause some flooding on the Belt Parkway as well. Now, you might be able to see, I know there's a lot of snow on the lens, but the currents are not too bad right now, and the tide seems low. But should the winds pick up later today, there is a possibility that it could overflow the banks, making the driving a lot worse. Now, there's also a little bit of good news in all of this. We've seen a lot of joggers going by, enjoying the snow, trying to get some exercise out here. So not everybody, or there are people who are taking this in stride. Reporting live from Fort Hamilton, I'm Emily Francis.
Joggers, okay, they got it together.
You got to be really
Yeah.
dedicated to pull that one off. Is it really that important to get that run in this morning?
It must be for their psyche to face the storm that we're about to endure, that we are enduring, and we got to find out again, get an update on the weather and find out how that's going. Before we do that, let's go to Lou Young, because a lot of people are trying to get out of JFK, and he's there on the phone to tell us what he's seeing out there at Kennedy.
Hello.
Good morning. Yeah, they're not getting out right now. We just got an announcement a couple of minutes ago that the airport is temporarily closed. Not an official announcement, but certainly here at the gate they've told the passengers that nobody's leaving for the time being. Some early morning travelers were getting out this morning. We saw departures around 7 a.m. or so, and we saw the folks here at JFK struggling mightily to keep this airport open with caravans of plows going through the deep accumulation that was arriving surprisingly early here this morning. But right now it looks like the airport is shut down for the moment. We saw them trying to get the initial flights boarded, and there are some planes that have passengers on them that are sitting at the gates, and they're hoping they can reopen soon. But the snow is coming down very heavily. Looking out the window here, I see an accumulation of about 4 inches or so, and it just doesn't look very promising for the folks who are already here. The cancellation boards are filling up with weather delays and cancellations. It looks like there's not going to be a lot of movement out of JFK for the next several hours. We're live at JFK. Lou Young, CBS 2.
All right, that's the situation there. Let's find out what the situation is with the latest weather forecast. Tony Pann, meteorologist, standing by in our studio to give us the latest. Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Lisa, Michael, good morning, everyone. Now we have a little good news and a little bad news. The bad news is the snow started earlier than we thought. The good news is that means it's going to end sooner than we thought, too. It looks like we're going to be in the heavy snow band, I think, for the next 4 or 5 hours, and let me tell you why. And take a look at the regional radar right here. Obviously, we're socked in with the snow here in New York City. If you look off to the south and to the west, you can see the back edge of the snow in eastern Pennsylvania, and right at the bottom of your screen, I don't know if you can see that or not, the snow actually tapers off once you get south of Philadelphia. So we've got that much snow to get through here in the tri-state area. So if we time that out, looks like the storm's going about 35 miles per hour. That means about another 5 or 6 hours of heavy snow. And right now the snow is coming down at about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches per hour. It's simple mathematics. Looks like we're going to pick up anywhere from 8 to 12 inches here around the city. I would say on average, 10 inches would be a good number. I think the foot of snow is going to be the exception rather than the rule. About 10 inches of snow by the time it's all said and done. Out in eastern Long Island, the temperatures have actually climbed above 32 degrees. So there's probably a little mixing going on as far as a little bit of rain, maybe even some sleet, and that cuts into the snowfall total. So out in Suffolk County and Long Island, maybe 6 to 8 inches by the time it's all said and done. But here in the city, about 10 inches, maybe a foot in a couple of places. It should taper off early this afternoon. Let's send it back up to the broadcast center now. Chief Meteorologist David Rogers is up on the roof. Ravens Elements. Hey, David, I know you brought the old official ruler with you there. How much do you think you got there on the ledge so far?
Let's check it out. Let's go to the ruler, Tony. And again, it's been falling at about 1 inch to 2.5 inches an hour. And as we dip our ruler down here, we've got just about 3 1/4 inches right up here on the rooftop. And again, we're getting a lot of blowing right now. If you can take a look off in the horizon there, talk about poor visibilities. Take a look, you can hardly see in front of you, and that's a lot of the major concern this morning. Reduced visibilities as the snow continues to blow at a pretty rapid pace. We're probably in the worst of it right now, and it looks like we may start to come out of this thing by mid-afternoon. And that's certainly some good news to give those Department of Transportation workers enough time to clear and salt some of those roads and get things back to near normal. Now, you know, we always tell you the weather affects the way you feel, and if you're indoors right now, you got to be feeling great. That's certainly the place to be. Really a tough situation out here. We've got winter storm warnings in effect, and the consistency of the snow can really cause some problems, not only with the sipping and sliding, but it's a heavy, wet type of snow, and it certainly can freeze up and ice up your wiper blades very, very quickly. Again, that's the reason we're telling folks to stay indoors at least until this thing really starts to wind down. Let's take a look at our timeline, and as we mentioned, the snow came in a little earlier than expected. So far across our area, anywhere from 2 to about 4.5 inches of snow. This is probably the heaviest activity right now that we're experiencing, and it looks like by noontime we'll start to notice things starting to slack off just a bit. Now, areas to the east, across the eastern sections of Long Island, some of the coastal sections of New Jersey, you're going to get some mixing going on, and then by 3 o'clock this afternoon, basically this system is going to rapidly start to send that moisture to the north. We'll be left with some snow showers, and hopefully a few hours after that, things really start to quiet down for us. So let's take a look at your forecast for the rest of the day today, and we're looking at the snow continuing. Again, we have winter storm warnings in effect for the entire viewing area, not only for the moderate to heavy snow that we could see, but also for some of the gusty wind, and that certainly will reduce visibilities down to near zero in some areas. As you can see, kind of uniform temperatures across the region. Your 5-day forecast does show some light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going to be heading down to Times Square or out and about for New Year's Eve, a cold and blustery one. Again, if you're going to be out shoveling, don't try to do it all at one time. Maybe every 3 or 4 hours you can get out there, salt and shovel down your walkways. This is a heavy type of wet snow and certainly will cause some stress to your body. Very cold conditions expected for New Year's Eve day, as temperatures and wind chills expected to be well below zero. Plenty of sunshine for the first few days of the new year. As you can see, temperatures generally in the low to mid 30s. And of course, we'll continue to have updates to let you know about this storm that continues to cause some major problems across our area. Let's go back inside to Michael and Lisa. Lisa, great to see you again, and welcome back.
Thank you, David. It's good to be back and all this stuff.
David, thanks a lot. We'll check back in with you a little bit later on. Well, the tri-state area is not the only region getting hit. This might make you feel a little bit better. The snow story is the same in Philadelphia, where the snow started coming before dawn. If the Midwest is any indication, the East Coast is going to get hit hard. In Illinois, cars flipped over, trucks got stuck on the side of the road. In Chicago, the city spent $24 million this month alone scraping streets and runways, 25% more than it budgeted for all of next year. The situation wasn't much better in Minnesota, really never is. The snow plows were out in full force as snowmobiles proved to be the best way to get around. It's not the snow, but the ice that's causing problems in many places. Arkansas, for instance, has been declared a federal disaster area along with its neighboring Oklahoma. Hundreds of thousands of people do not have any power.
We are going to be right back. We're going to go live next to Paul Pomeranz, who's live at LaGuardia Airport. This is the CBS 2 Information Network.
Stay with us.
Here's what's in store at Key Food. Stop by our deli counter for fresh, delicious Sara Lee turkey breast, chicken breast, or honey ham. Sliced to order, just $5.99 a pound. Be sure to stop by the meat department for a great sale on grade A boneless chicken cutlets. Only $1.69 a pound for 3 pounds or more. And sweet imported clementines, only $3.99 a box.
We don't need to brag, but at Key Food, New York is our bag, yeah!
Come celebrate with Macy's year-end wrap-up sale. Sweaters for her, 50 to 75% off. Men's and women's outerwear, 50% off. Men's and kids sportswear, 50 to 75% off. Jewelry selections, 3 days only, 30 to 50% off. Holiday Lane cards, wrap, and more, 50% off. Use your 20% coupon for extra savings. Macy's year-end wrap-up sale. Come celebrate right through New Year's Day.
Art clearance sale. This Saturday, Collector's Art will sell out gallery quality oil paintings like this classic floral, full of rich color, renditions of old masters, all at a fraction of their retail value. Plus over 3,000 paintings priced at $59 or less. Imagine only $59. This Saturday only, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Secaucus at the Crown Plaza Meadowlands. In White Plains at the Renaissance Westchester Hotel. In Smithtown, Long Island at the Sheridan. In Uniondale at the Long Island Marriott. In Parsippany at the Sheridan. In Somerset at the Marriott. At the Staten Island Hotel. In Trumbull at the Marriott. And at the LaGuardia Crown Plaza.
If you don't think this sofa at only $4.99 is a bargain, you haven't been shopping. And the same is true for this matching love seat at only $3.99. Look at the rope detail. Feel the comfort of the extra thick cushions and the reversible pillows. Put them both together and you have an extreme package. And I mean extreme. You save almost $100. Both pieces only $7.99.
And we know the roads are an issue, and Tony Pann and David Rogers are working on your forecast, but hundreds of flights heading into and out of our area already being delayed, many of them canceled, and Paul Pomeranz is still at LaGuardia Airport. He'll be there for us all morning. Paul, what's the latest over at your place?
Well, Michael, here's what we were told by someone who works at American, that if you're not on a flight that's leaving by 10 o'clock this morning, you're probably not going to get out. A lot of their incoming flights have already been canceled, and with no planes here on the ground, people aren't going to get out. The good news, if you're on this line behind me, as you can see me at this American's counter, you might get out. But if you're on a flight that's leaving maybe at 12 or 1 o'clock this afternoon, you're probably not going to get out because there won't be a plane here to take you out. That's going to be the big problem, I guess, as the day goes on. We're here at American. I could imagine the situation being the same down at United, at Delta, and at other airlines here at LaGuardia. But right now we know for sure if you're going to leave later on in the day, odds are you might not get out because there are no planes here. And without the planes here, you can't get out. Another airport official told me that they're still operating under that de-icing plan, only 10 flights in and 10 flights out per hour. I can tell you that the 6 a.m. flight on American to Chicago just left. It's almost 8:30 by now, if not a little later, so you can imagine the delays being more than what the Port Authority told us of scattered delays of 35 to 45 minutes. So the situation at LaGuardia is vastly deteriorating. And like I said, if you plan on leaving later today, I would call your airline and make sure there's going to be a plane here to take you out, or else you might have to look at Monday as a day to get out, because you can imagine there will be no planes here tomorrow either to get you out if you have a flight tomorrow. So I would really call ahead. Michael?
I'll take it from here. Thank you, Paul. Now, as we've mentioned, there are several hotlines that you may need, and they're up and running right now for those weather-related emergencies. And our Amanda Grove is in the newsroom. She's got more on how you can get the information that you need. Amanda.
Yes, Lisa, thank you. A lot of people will be isolated as a result of this storm, and we want to give you some numbers in case you need some help. Grab a pen. Let's start with heat problems. If you don't have heat, you'll want to call 212-824-HEAT. Again, that number 212-824-4328. Now, if you're snowed in and you need emergency snow removal services, call 212-219-8090. Again, that number, 212-219-8090. And finally, if you're stranded in New York City, you can't get home and you need a hotel room, the number to call is 1-800-915-9931. Again, that number, 1-800-915-9931. We will continue to update you on the storm, including any closures that happen as that information comes in. Back to you, Michael and Lisa.
All right, Amanda, thank you. Well, the NYPD, as expected, is out in full force this snowy holiday weekend. Police Commissioner Bernard Carrick says the storm won't cut down on the number of officers that he plans to put in Times Square on New Year's Eve either. 6,000 officers expected to be at the crossroads of the world tomorrow night. Additional officers will be on duty to help out with the snow as well. When we come back, we'll check in all around the city. Michael O'Looney, he's handling the chores over at the Office of the Emergency Management Team. Paul Pomeranz is over at LaGuardia, Lou Young at Kennedy. We have all the bases covered. You're watching the CBS 2 Information Network.
You bet.
Stormwatch on CBS 2 is brought to you by Jeep.
Celebrate the Jeep year-end clearance with noisemakers. A little bubbly and exceptional values on legendary Jeep 4x4s like Cherokee Sport. Buy one with 3.9% APR and save over $3,000 in financing. Or returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can lease one for just $249 a month. So ring in the new year at the Jeep year-end clearance with great values and, of course, the obligatory fireworks. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
$20,000 for a new car? Ouch. Hey, if your car runs good, looks bad, paint it. That's right, paint it and save at Maaco. Why? The Maaco Supreme Plus sale is on. Supreme Plus at half price. Now only $225. Get our prep package with a full coat of primer sealer, our famous Supreme paint service. Come on in now and get our integrated UV sunscreen for extra protection. All half price. For a limited time only, $225.
It's a limited time offer. For the center nearest you, call 1-888-MACOS-USA.
Old Man Winter has nasty plans for your New Year's. A big storm hits our area. From regional conditions to road reports to keeping your family safe, stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage. Plus, a special newscast Sunday morning at 6. The CBS 2 Information Network. Not even the craziest cabbie covers this many neighborhoods every day. Exclusive reports from New York's hometown paper, the Daily News. A part of the city you won't get anywhere else. And all part of the new CBS-2 Information Network.
Thanks, man. Any change? Nah.
Checkers has 2 new chicken sandwiches, the Screamin' Chicken Ranch and Screamin' Chicken Classic Barbecue, both made with the freshest ingredients like grilled red onions and strips of all white meat tender chicken. And for a limited time, buy one sandwich, get the second one free.
Dude, give me my money back. It was buy one, get one free. Yeah, mine was free. Hey, what are you doing? Stop it! Get off of me! It's mine now.
The tri-state area becomes a winter wonderland, and early this morning the snow started to fall at a furious pace. Of course, we're hearing that it'll only get stronger and heavier.
Clearly, this winter blast causing some havoc in the air and on the grounds.
Oh, there the airports.
There's a nice live picture of the airport. Beautiful, huh? Hundreds, even thousands of flights either delayed or canceled.
Even though the snow plows are out in full force, we're hearing about 1,800 snow plows. Stay clear of the roads. They are a mess. Take it from us. We know. Good morning, everybody. I'm Lisa Hill.
I'm Michael Pomeranz. That powerful storm been falling at fast and furious pace for the last couple of hours. It's only going to get more powerful as the day and night wear on.
CBS-2 Information Network has extensive team coverage. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Tony Pann. He's been tracking the storm for us all night. Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, everyone. I have a little bit of good news for you. Obviously, since the storm started earlier than we thought, it's going to end earlier than we thought. At least the heavy snow is. It started early this morning. I think it's going to taper off by early this afternoon. We have anywhere from 3 to 5 inches on the ground already. We should wind up with about 10 on average before it's all said and done. And there could be a couple of places that get up to a foot. Let's take a look at the regional radar right now. And here's the storm right here. If you watch the bottom of your screen, you're going to see it develop off the Delmarva coastline. Now it's traveling up and hitting our neck of the woods, the tri-state area. The center of the storm is off the southern coast of New Jersey, just east, I'd say, of about Atlantic City, maybe just a little southeast of Atlantic City. You notice that the back edge of the precipitation as well is coming up towards Philadelphia right now. You watch the end of the loop right here. You see Philadelphia is pretty close to being done with the snow, and then it extends from there back into eastern Pennsylvania. So it's moving to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. It looks like at this point things are going to start to taper off for us by early this afternoon. Now, if you figure it's coming down at about 1 or 2 inches per hour, then you just add the numbers there. If you got about 5 or 6 hours left of the snow, that adds up to about 10 or 12 inches. And then after that, the cold air rushes in behind it. 17 in Buffalo right now, 16 in Albany. So it was just suffice to say it's not going to be a pleasant evening once the snow goes. So just to recap for you, this is what we expect snowfall-wise. I think we're going to push this 12-inch plus line back out. I think just about everybody now, we're going to update this graphic, is going to be between 8 and 12 inches with about 10 inches on average, as I mentioned. There will be a few places that get a foot, but I think that's going to be the exception rather than the rule. And with the temperatures a little bit above freezing at this point in Suffolk County, Long Island, they're only going to pick up around 6 to 8 inches with a little bit of mixing there. Chief Meteorologist David Rogers is going to look at some of those temperatures for us and explain why we think a lot of that is going to mix over east of town on Long Island, which is pretty much always the case in these types of storms. David, what's going on?
All right, TP, thanks. Yeah, they are getting some of that mixing in Long Island. That certainly will cut down in terms of their snowfall amounts, but they're dealing with an element of a different kind, and that's that freezing rain and some of the sleet. Kind of a pretty picture out here right now. Yeah, it's a pretty picture if you're on the inside looking out, but you don't want to be out in this mess. And again, as Tony alluded to, we do have that winter storm warning in effect for the entire viewing area. We are in the midst of some of the heaviest activity right now, which is actually a good thing because it looks like things will start to taper off for us a little bit later on in the afternoon. You know, they say with storms like this, it brings out the best in people, and I honestly believe that. If you have a senior citizen or elderly person in your neighborhood, knock on their door today. Maybe you can shovel down their walkway or run to the store to get them some groceries. Also, bring in the pets. You know, pets get a little disoriented out in the snow and with some of the colder temperatures. Now, as we mentioned, this is the worst of it. Things should start to slack up a little bit later on this afternoon. We're not alone, folks. Take a look at our northeastern graphic. Cold temperatures and snow continue to blanket a large part of the New York metro area up through some sections of New England. That's going to be the trend at least for the next couple of hours. And, you know, temperature-wise, certainly support some of that cold air. 19 degrees in Newburgh. Norwalk right now at 25. New York City right around 25 degrees as well. So your forecast in detail for the rest of the day today. Again, winter storm warning for the entire viewing area, not only for the steady and heavy amounts of snow, but also for some of the gusty wind that will certainly reduce visibilities down to near zero in many areas. Looks like we'll top out at about 31 degrees today in New York. Sparta, our neighbors to the north and west, 25. Asbury Park right around 32 degrees. And keep in mind also some of our coastal sections are under a coastal flood watch. High tide expected, and that could certainly cause a lot of flooding as well as some beach erosion as well. I think we do have a 5-day forecast forecast for you to take a look at. Looks like we finally start to come out of it, but looks like very cold and blustery conditions for tomorrow. Wind chills anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero. I know we have a lot of out-of-towners in town. Going to head down to Times Square, bundle up tomorrow night, and as you can see, the first several days of the new year looking pretty good. Plenty of sunshine and temperatures generally in the upper 20s to low 30s. Of course, travel is a big concern across the area today. Hey, Debbie, let's check in with our girl Debbie down in Metro Traffic. What can you tell us, Deb?
Oh, David, we'll check in with Debbie in just a second. We're going to go ahead and start now with the New York City's Office of Emergency Management Center, and of course they're on full alert this morning. It had been since yesterday to try to battle the storm.
Yeah, Michael O'Looney is handling the chores for us down there. Let's see how the city plans to clear this mess. Michael?
Well, Michael, I'll tell you, just in the last half an hour since we last talked, the wind has really picked up, and it's really blowing right in my face. It's starting to hit like BBs, actually, on my face now, that snow, as it comes down. We're outside of the OEM building here in Lower Manhattan. As we've been saying, this is the command center for the storm. This is where all of the city, state, and federal agencies meet to gather and coordinate their efforts on how to battle this storm. They're able to keep track of what streets have been plowed and what streets still need to be plowed. They can respond quickly to any emergencies that might pop up. Mayor Giuliani is expected to hold a briefing at 10:30 this morning to tell us how the city is handling everything and if there are any serious problems out there. The big problem here is driving and getting around, and this is we're on VC Street right here. You can see it has not been plowed. That's the West Side Highway down there. Very few cars out here this morning, which is good news because it's very tough driving. If you are driving, we have a few rules to keep in mind, and here are the graphics on those. No parking or standing on any of the snow emergency routes. Those routes are marked. If you look up at the street signs, you can see that. Also, if you are driving, you have to have snow tires or chains or radials on your car if you're going to be out in the snow. And also, alternate side of the street parking rules have been suspended until further notice. Now, yesterday, the mayor and the police commissioner went out of their way to tell everybody that they can handle whatever the storm hits, and the mayor is saying that really keeping the streets open for the emergency crews. So the mayor is saying he wants those streets to be clear for any emergency crews that have to out. Also, Police Commissioner Carrick saying that there is plenty of cops on duty today to take care of anything that should pop up, and that they're in good shape there. Again, the mayor is supposed to have that press conference at 10:30 to give us the latest information on the storm. Now we want to go out to Paul Pomeranz, who's at LaGuardia Airport. Paul?
Hi, Michael. Well, it's much better in here as far as the snow goes because, of course, there is no snow in here. But there are lines. Look at this American Airports line right here. Look at these people online trying to get flights out of LaGuardia on American. Whether or not they're going to be lucky is another question. People have been lined up early this morning. Let me come over here, see if my friend Ellen here is going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ellen, what did the airline tell you when you called this morning or since you've gotten here?
When I called this morning, they said it was delayed. They didn't give a time. They just said due to equipment. But I was supposed to fly out tonight, and I booked an earlier flight thinking I could skirt the storm, but I don't know, maybe at least I'll just beat the head of the line for getting out of here.
Now, I noticed there are hardly any cancellations on the departures board, but on the arrivals board, last count on American, there's over 20. Yeah. So what do you think the odds of you getting out are if there are no planes here?
I don't know. You know, I haven't canceled outgoing flights, so there may be a bunch of planes here already, and maybe they'll just shove people out. I'm hoping a lot of people decided not to come out this morning, and I'll get a seat on an earlier flight even. So.
Well, Ellen, good luck. Let me grab this young man here. Sir, where are you heading? What's your name and where are you heading?
I'm Chris, Dallas, Texas.
And what are the odds of you getting out today, Chris?
Slim, I hope. Not I hope, but...
What did they tell you before you left?
I called and they said 5-minute delay.
you know that's a lie. All right, Lisa, that's the situation here. People online hoping to get out. Whether they get out is another question. That's the situation from here at LaGuardia Airport. Back to Michael and Lisa in a warm studio.
You got it. Really warm, too. I got it, the
sweating bullets in
Yeah.
you.
But listen, especially because you had to walk to the station.
Yeah, well, nobody's getting around really very well at all.
No.
Cars aren't moving, planes aren't moving.
Let's find out about the train, shall we?
Only thing we can do. Dan Brucker with the Metro North guys, keeping things in check. Are you, Dan?
Yeah, well...
How are your lines?
Well, here we are moving, but we are moving on a Sunday schedule. We had planned to have a holiday schedule right through Monday. Well, we've changed that. We made it to a Sunday schedule, which gives us fewer trains to run, and obviously we've got fewer customers to run with, but at least we are running on time right now.
Okay, thanks, Dan. We appreciate that. Let's go ahead and go to Emily Francis. She's been in Brooklyn all morning long. We're checking out the roads there, right at the base of the Verrazano Bridge. Are you still there, Emily?
Where are you?
Oh.
I'm still here, and you guys, Michael O'Looney had it right. It is significantly colder, it is snowing harder, and it is windier, as you can see by the snow blowing in my face. I can't feel it anymore. Anyway, you can see, just if you pan down here, Victor, look how much snow has fallen over here in Brooklyn. Quite a lot. Now, one of the other concerns that everybody has is because we are right on the water here, there is a coastal flood warning. So should the winds pick up even more, there is a fear that it will overflow the seawall here, which can cause flooding on the Belt Parkway. Now, take a look over here. If you walk with me, Victor, you can see that there is a car that got stuck, which is being towed right now. This is the first traffic-related incident that we've seen since we've been here for the past few hours. But even still, as you can see, cars are venturing out in these conditions, trying to get to their destination, but it is very slow going. A lot of hazard lights. People are not heeding the snow emergency declaration by the mayor. We haven't seen any chains. A lot of tires have been spinning out, so it is very, very dangerous out here. If you need to go out, then go out. But otherwise, my advice is stay off the roads completely, because it doesn't look good and there's no reason to head out and if you don't have to. Reporting live from Fort Hamilton, I'm Emily Francis. Back to you guys in the warm studio.
Oh, gosh.
Boy, it's miserable out there.
I can't believe it.
Well, we've been talking about it all morning. It's obviously bad here.
Yeah.
It's bad in many parts of the country. Chicago, Arkansas, Philadelphia.
Yep. And we've got a live reporter there. Leslie Van Arsdale is bracing it, the weather out there. Leslie, you're from KYW. Tell us what's happening there besides the big snowflakes. Looks a lot fluffier there.
Yes, it's fluffy. It's very pretty. And as you can see, just to give you a feel from where I am, this is I-95 southbound in back of me. Cars are moving slowly, cautiously, but they are moving. The problem is here, under this pretty fluffy white stuff, as you can see, you know, it's icing up. There's a lot of ice under this, and that's what's making it really treacherous for drivers. We've had a lot of drivers just blow right by us trying to make the turn in here and just can't do it. So the only cars really that should be on the road are the SUVs. They get a bad rap, but let me tell you, you want to be in one today. Back to you.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and take another look at our local roadways. Debbie Duhame handling the chores this morning. Good morning again, Debbie.
Well, good morning, Michael. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you so much. And as you can see, the roads are extremely, extremely treacherous. If you could stay in today, please stay in. Or if you have to go out, your best bet really is to use mass transit. We're going to take a look right now of the New Jersey Turnpike. As you can see, it is snow covered. Speeds are reduced on the entire length of the New Jersey Turnpike to 35 miles per hour. Traffic moving at a crawl. And of course, you have those big delays at all the area airports. So again, if you have to travel out, please use caution. Go nice and slow. We're also going to take a look now over at the Grand Central Parkway. Grand Central Parkway, as you can see, moving very slowly as you head past LaGuardia Airport. Things are really at an absolute crawl around the whole tri-state area. Please be careful. We're going to take another look now. This is the Belt Parkway over by Kennedy Airport. You can barely see the road from the camera shot. It's so treacherous. And as you can see, everybody moving at a snail's pace out there. So again, please use caution. You do have delays, 30-minute delays on all the PATH trains, Newark to World Trade Center, of course, Metro North on that Sunday schedule. B-line buses in Westchester County are canceled for today. You do have a couple of accidents, westbound belt at Flatbush Avenue. A truck smacked right into a guardrail. Also on the Staten Island Expressway, right by the Goethals Bridge, there was a very bad accident there as well. And southbound FDR Drive at 34th Street, another accident. You have spin-outs all over the tri-state area. Again, the roads are very, very treacherous. My advice to you, stay inside, bundle up, stay warm. You'll be much better off. Back over to you, Michael, Lisa.
Good advice, Debbie. Thanks very much.
Really is. And you look at those shots of the traffic, and you want to just wipe the screen because you can't see anything, and it's pretty bad out there now.
It's pretty bad out there. You know, here's an interesting tidbit for you. As bad as it is right now, this is not a blizzard. A blizzard is a word that we use way too often. Yeah. We even called the storm in 1996 a blizzard, but there's very specific criteria that you use for something to be called a blizzard. You have to have a sustained wind of 35 miles per hour for 3 hours, visibility down under a quarter mile, we meet that, and you have to have a temperature of 20 degrees. The temperature is already above 20 degrees. You have to have all those things for 3 hours straight to call it a blizzard. So this is not a blizzard.
Yeah,
But it's a good one, though. It's a good snowstorm.
It is. The way to kick off the new year.
Yeah, the wind's the toughest element I would imagine to sustain for 3 hours.
Oh, man, you got to really kick it up to have a sustained wind of 35 miles per hour for 3 hours. Now, we're going to get gusts up that high.
Yeah, because I saw it slicing across the
And you saw the
windshield.
live shots out there. You know, Emily, the visibility is certainly down under a quarter mile, but the rest of it we don't meet criteria-wise. And you know what? You can have a blizzard with only like 2 inches of snow. because it has nothing to do with the amount of snow.
Has to do with the winds.
How about that? Little weather tidbits for
So
you.
we really want to rename it the really bad storm of 96?
That's what I would call it. The really bad storm of 96.
And the bad one of 2000.
There you go.
All right. We're going to be right back. We'll have more coverage. We are continuing to keep an eye on the storm, will we, for the next, actually all the way through the day and
we'll
the
be
night.
here all day. Yeah.
All day, all night. This is the CBS 2 Information Network.
.800 is having a giant mattress clearance event. Every famous brand mattress is on sale with extra savings on closeouts, discontinued styles, floor samples, and one-of-a-kind items. Call 1-800-MATTRESS, click on mattress.com, or visit one of our showrooms today for the very best selections while supplies last. It's our biggest sales event of the year, so don't miss it. 1-800-MATTRES.
When the journey is just as important as the destination, count on Chevy Impala. And now you can make your money count by leasing a 2001 Chevy Impala for as low as $269 a month with $1319 due at signing. That's $269 a month with $1319 due at signing. So make your money count at your local Chevy dealer. We'll be there.
Since introducing his Flying Spot Laser by Ladar Vision, Dr. Delarusso has become the most experienced Ladar Vision surgeon in the world. Dr. Delarusso has performed over 17,000 laser vision surgeries in the past 10 years. Dr. Delarusso personally performs every procedure every day in both his New York and New Jersey offices. Experience, technology, personal care. Dr. Delarusso. Get your free consultation now. 212-722-9200. Here's what's in store at Key Food. Stop by our deli counter for fresh, delicious Sara Lee turkey breast, chicken breast, or honey ham. Sliced to order, just $5.99 a pound. Be sure to stop by the meat department for a great sale on grade A boneless chicken cutlets. Only $1.69 a pound for 3 pounds or more. And sweet imported clementines, only $3.99 a box.
We don't need to brag, but at Key Food, New York is our bag, yeah!
Well, good morning and welcome back. For Lisa Hill, Michael Pomeranz. Snow just keeps continuing to fall. Right now, Tony tells us about 4 inches on the ground.
And we're looking up towards 10 inches, I believe. Let's go ahead and get an update from meteorologist Tony Pann. Tony, what's the deal?
Lisa, in these kinds of situations, things change very quickly here. And right now, we're watching the storm. I think it's still on the same path as we were talking about earlier. Heading to the northeast, a good clip, 35, 40 miles per hour. Back edge of the snow, heading up towards Philadelphia right now, and back into northeast Maryland. There's some snow showers back behind it, but I think it will be tapering off as we head into the early afternoon hours, and we'll wind up with pretty close to 10 inches, maybe a foot in some spots. I think 8 to 12 inches is a pretty good call for most of the viewing area, with the lesser amounts as you head east across Long Island, because I think the temperatures there will be above freezing, and you might get some mixing with some sleet or some rain. But a good 10 inches, maybe a foot in some spots before it's all said and done. Chief Meteorologist David Rogers has been braving the elements for most of the morning. He's up on the roof in our broadcast center on 57th Street. David, how much snow we got there right now? I was thinking maybe about 4 inches over here.
Pretty close, Tony. Pretty close. I just checked just in the last commercial break, and we can take a look there at our ruler. Just about 4.5 inches on the roof of our broadcast center. And again, we're in the midst of the heaviest amount of the activity. But you know, the consistency of the snow is pretty important as well. It's causing wiper blades to really ice up very quickly. But this is the kind of stuff you can really make those great snowmen with. And I think a lot of kids are going to be out there. And snowballs back at you, man. I think a lot of kids are going to be out there today making snowmen, certainly across our region. Winter storm warnings remain in effect, and certainly if you don't have to go out, you know, stay indoors as long as you can. It looks like we'll start to see things tapering up for us a little bit later on this afternoon. I think we have some numbers to take a look at across the area. And as you mentioned, Tony, a pretty good call in terms of what we've been talking about all week. Those snowfall amounts, these are some of the readings that we have out there right now, especially in terms of Newark. They have about 3 inches of of snow. Central Park, 3.5 inches. Harrison, 5 inches. Caldwell, 5.4. And certainly that's a record for New York today. If I'm not mistaken, I think New York's record for this date just under 3.5 inches, and that was set back in the 1930s. Now, our 5-day forecast does show that we'll continue to see the snow continuing today, tapering off later on. For your day tomorrow, looks like we'll have a cold and blustery one with temperatures and wind chills anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero. But it looks like the first couple of days of the new year get off to a pretty sunny and cold start. So that's it for now. On top of the broadcast center, let's go back inside to Lisa and Michael.
All right. Thank you very much, David. One thing for sure, the kids are excited about this.
Yeah, kids, and that's about it.
That's about it. Last time we saw Emily Francis, she was getting covered. We could hardly see her because it was snowing so hard.
Hey, Emily.
Well, Lisa and Michael, it is snowing so hard that I've actually lost my ability to hear you guys, so I apologize. The snow has gotten into my earpiece. Anyway, as I've been mentioning, over the course of the past hour, it has gotten significantly windier and colder. It's just a biting cold on my face right now. It is really bad out here. Now, if you take a look, you can see just how bad the visibility is. That is the Verrazano Bridge. I don't know if you can see it at all from your vantage point, because I know there's snow on the lens, but from my vantage point, from the naked eye, you could barely see anything more than a shadow. So that visibility means that driving on the roads is very dangerous. But even still, cars are out here right now. If you can see through the snowy lens that I can see, it is bad. And wait, look at this, a runner. What are you doing?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, why are you running in this? It's freezing and it's snowy.
Yeah, very good. Today is, the first time, I'm running on the snow. Yeah.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel very good.
All right, so this is like the one nice thing about the snow, I guess. I don't understand it, but hey, what can I say? Reporting live from Fort Hamilton, I'm Emily Francis. Back to you guys.
The lone jogger.
With a surgical mask to boot. I don't know if he was a doctor running to an appointment or he was just doing that to keep his lungs from burning.
I think it's the lungs from burning, I'm telling you.
Well,
Boy.
here's an interesting story.
Yes.
A lot of people heading on the roads, heading to the airports, thinking they were going out of town for New Year's. I think Lou Young was one of those people who had travel plans, but he is snowed in over at Kennedy. Lou?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, they're struggling mightily to keep this airport open. Priorities going right now to incoming flights. They have the incoming runway clear. They're having trouble with the outbound runway, though. That's the one I'm interested in. As soon as they get to one end, the snow accumulates at the other, so they're fighting that battle. Departures temporarily not happening right now, although there are people on planes and there are some planes taxiing out. I see one plane pulling away from the gate right now, so they're trying to get these planes up, but I haven't seen a plane fly leave the airport for quite some time. Officially, this airport is open, but from a practical standpoint, if you've got a flight out today, forget about it. It's not happening. They're trying to get the planes they have here loaded up out, but even that doesn't look good. They may be offloading some of those passengers soon. So Kennedy is fighting the storm, and it looks like the storm is winning. We're live at Kennedy Airport. Lou Young, CBS 2.
But Lou, were you on your way to vacation? We got to get this straight.
Yeah, I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm going from Jamaica to Jamaica. I don't know which Jamaica I'm going to spend my vacation in, but it looks like right now it's Jamaica Queens.
Yeah, it looks like it.
You gotta love Lou for calling in and letting us know what the deal is. But good luck on your trip to Jamaica. Hopefully you'll get there sometime today.
He's got a parka and a bathing suit.
Yeah, exactly, underneath.
Tell you what, before we do go to break, let's go ahead and give you these emergency numbers real quick. If you don't have any heat, should pass this number to you. It's 212-824-HEAT. Again, that number 212-824-4328. And if you have an issue with some snow removal, and of course it's an emergency, we do have a number there for you as well.
It's 212-219-8090. That's 212-219-8090. And if you're stranded in the city and you need a hotel room, really need a hotel room, call 1-800-915-9931. Again, 1-800-915-9931.
Currently 25 degrees out. The snow is falling. It's 8:52. We have all the bases covered for you when we come back. Right now, we'll take a short break. You're watching the CBS 2 Information Network.
Stories that touch you. Sources that will teach you. Exciting new ways to improve your life. CBS 2 reports. Compelling stories from the world's most informed sources. The latest advancements in health and medicine. Smart new ways to save your money and your time.
Real-life drama that'll bring you and your family closer together. CBS 2 reports. Stories you won't find anywhere else. Weeknights on the news at 11.
The CBS 2 Information Network. Nobody has our sources.
Welcome back to the Ford Shopping Network's year-end clearance.
Yeah, here's the 2001 Ford Taurus.
Yeah, this car says safety and confidence.
With a double 5-star safety rating.
You can lease the Taurus for $259 a month with $2532 due at signing.
Wow, next up, 2001 Ford Windstar.
Another 5-star safety rated Ford.
You mean a quadruple 5-star safety rating for front and side impact crash tests.
With over 40 standard safety features.
And now you can lease a Windstar for $299 a month with $19.99 due at signing.
Oh, the lines are lighting up.
Better call now.
If you're watching Brett Favre on an ordinary television, you're missing a lot of action. Get a Mitsubishi widescreen HD TV with a picture so real, so clear, you won't miss a thing. Get a Mitsubishi HD TV and pay absolutely nothing for 12 months.
Get it right at The Wiz.
Time for you to get a new mattress? Then go now to Rockaway Bedding's year-end sale. We're cutting prices with savings of up to 65% off department store prices. Same brand name beds, lower prices. And with free delivery, free removal of your old mattress, and a free steel bed frame, you need to get over to Rockaway Bedding before time runs out on our year-end sale. Or before time runs out on your old mattress.
Rock, 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 Rockaway Bedding, yeah.
David's got his trusty ruler. That's the best meteorological device you can use in a storm like this, right?
Fortunately, he doesn't need a yardstick yet.
Yeah.
David, how's it going out there?
Hey, not too bad, actually. I mean, you know, this is beautiful. I mean, we didn't have that white Christmas, or we're certainly going to have a white New Year's across the area. And it's looking pretty good out here right now, as long as you're indoors where it's nice and comfy and cozy, because when you come out in this stuff, you know, you're really going to have some problems. And again, while this storm is not expected to rival that big storm that we had back in 1986, it certainly can cause some nightmare conditions across our area in terms of road conditions. And if you can stay off the road, certainly do so. We're kind of in the midst of some of the heaviest activity right now. Things should start to slacken up for us a little bit later on this afternoon. So certainly had some good news. And of course, kudos to all the road crews that are out there salting and clearing down the roadways. They're doing a great job and keep up the good work. Let's take a look at some of the updated snowfall amounts across the region. Earlier this morning, we had rates falling between 1 to 2 inches of snow per hour. Newark right now, 3 inches. And that little asterisk you see there, that's a record snowfall so far for Newark. Central Park, 3.5. Harrison, 5 inches of snow. Caldwell, almost 5.5. White Plains has 5.5, and West Babylon looking at about 6 inches of snow. All right, our next graphic shows what's happening in terms of some of the temperatures. Certainly cold air already in place. New York City has a current reading of 25. Northeasterlies at about 7. Total saturation 100%, and the barometric pressure is currently on the way down. Right now across the area, even colder to the north and west. Andover at 18 degrees right now. Newburgh 19. And out on the island, actually, they're getting some of that mixing. Take a look at Riverhead, current temperature of 37. That will certainly keep down some of the snowfall amounts, but the concern comes out there with some of that mixing that could occur because of those temperatures near the borderline. So certainly exercise a lot of caution if you're out there on the eastern sections of Long Island. Let's check in with Tony Pann. He's inside. Tony, what can you tell us?
Take it away, Tony.
Should I start talking?
Go ahead. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead.
Oh, you guys don't want to talk? I'll talk. We're going to go to break. You want me to go to break? I got 30 seconds. Okay, let me just tell you. Look at the storm here. The center of the storm is off the coast of New Jersey, lifting out to the northeast. I still think it's going to start to taper off sometime early this afternoon. Gives us another 5 or 6 hours of snow. We're going to wind up with about 10 to maybe 12 inches before it's all said and done. Now we'll send it over to the news desk.
It's currently 8:56. Good morning. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
On CBS Market Watch Weekend, kick your bad financial habits, New Year's resolutions that will save you money, and the internet in 2001. Are there big changes ahead on CBS Market Watch Weekend?
Sunday morning at 11 on CBS 2.
1-800-Mattress is having a giant mattress clearance event. Every famous brand mattress is on sale with extra savings on closeouts, discontinued styles, floor samples, and one-of-a-kind items. Call 1-800-Mattress, click on mattress.com, or visit one of our showrooms today for the very best selections while supplies last. It's our biggest sales event of the year, so don't miss it. 1-800-MATTRES.
Old Man Winter has nasty plans for your New Year's. A big storm hits our area. From regional conditions to road reports to keeping your family safe, stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage. Plus, a special newscast Sunday morning at 6. The CBS 2 Information Network.
Here's what's in store at Key Food. Stop by our deli counter for fresh, delicious Sara Lee turkey breast, chicken breast, or honey ham. Sliced to order, just $5.99 a pound. Be sure to stop by the meat department for a great sale on grade A boneless chicken cutlets. Only $1.69 a pound for 3 pounds or more. And sweet imported clementines, only $3.99 a box.
We don't need to brag, but at Key Food, New York is our bag, yeah!
Celebrate the Jeep year-end clearance with noisemakers, a little bubbly, and exceptional values on legendary Jeep 4x4s, like the legendary Grand Cherokee Laredo. Now, returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can lease one for just $319 a month. With its combination of comfort and capability, it's the ultimate Jeep 4x4. So ring in the new year at the Jeep year-end clearance with great values and, of course, the obligatory fireworks. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Stormwatch on CBS 2 is brought to you by Jeep.
If you're about to head out the door, we need to know what the latest weather is. So, Tony.
I'm going to do some simple math. Stay with me now. I think the snow is going to, you ready? Write this down. I think the snow is going to taper off about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's coming down at about an inch or 2 per hour. That means another 5 or 6 hours of snow. We've already got 4 or 5 on the ground. Suffice to say, I think we're going to wind up with about 10, maybe 12 inches in some places. Then it'll taper off to snow flurries late this afternoon. It'll just be windy and cold after that. But the heaviest snow for about the next 5 or 6 hours. And of course, we'll be here watching it. Sometimes these storms change direction.
That's true.
Sometimes they intensify. We got a whole team of meteorologists here keeping an eye on things.
And as you said, it started early, so it means hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Right, that it'll end a little earlier than we thought, too.
Okay, right.
One other idea, if you're out there and you just can't wait for Tony Penn's next forecast, you can always check out our website.
Yes.
We'll have the very latest on the storm, cbsnewyork.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for this special